There's a sort of playfulness in my work, which I also try to balance with other elements. My name is Nokukhanya Langa. I go by Noku. I'm a painter and I'm currently based in Rotterdam. I'm from the United States and South Africa. I've been based in the Netherlands since 2016 after doing my master's here. I mostly work within the visual language of abstraction. A lot of text is in my work as well. I use a lot of arrows and diagrams in my work. The sort of diagram was a starting point for the idea. I wanted to use the diagrams that sort of indicated the travel route that the ships would take during the slave trade. In order to bring this to life, I thought it would look really great as a metal sculpture. I would love to have an arrow that came from one side of a body of water to another to sort of represent that travel and to represent that huge break from origin. I think the arrows symbolize something very significant because while it's just a symbol, it created this huge shift, and the diagram of the slave trade routes kind of shows the shift from, say, West Africa to the Americas, and that shift had huge consequences and made significant and life-altering differences in the people who were trafficked along those routes. I wanted the work to sort of resemble a sort of children's dome playground. There are these structures and playgrounds that I guess you can climb, and they're sort of these half globes. The reason for that was not only to have a seemingly sort of playfulness in the work, but I wanted this connection to also symbolize how Africa was treated like a playground. That a lot of people don't realize that colonial history was a history of violence where whole lands and areas and people's cultures are treated as a sort of playground just to mine resources. The text that I wanted to include is one that I sort of grew up hearing from my mom, and it says, "Until the lions have their historians, tales of hunting will always glorify the hunter." So along with the symbol that seems quite innocuous, that can be read in different ways. I want the text to kind of point in a very specific direction, that this is about people who are now writing their own history. The way that colonial history has impacted cultures is that a lot of people are without their own history. I think the slave trade was also about this sort of decimation of culture, and that goes with erasing history as well. I think it's important for the people impacted by the history of the slave trade no longer listening to history that just, say, glorifies the hunter. That's really important to me to keep within the work.